शांति। आप ब्राह्मणों के मुख से किसी आत्मा के प्रति ये शब्द बोलना, ये बदलना नहीं है, तो क्या हुआ? ये वरदान हुआ। ब्राह्मण क्या वरदान देते हैं ना, जो सहारा दे सको, सहारा दो शुभ भावना का, नहीं तो किनारा करो, दिल में नहीं रखो। शुभ भावना की दुआ दो और शब्द नहीं दो। एक ये करते हैं, दूसरा शब्द बताएं क्या कहते हैं, क्योंकि आज बाप दादा ने अच्छी तरह से चेकिंग की। दूसरा क्या करते हैं? ये तो चलता ही है, ये भी तो करता है ना, तो मैंने किया तो क्या हुआ? वो कुएं में गिर रहा है और आप भी गिर के देख रहे हो, ये समझदारी है। अभी एक बात, 18 जनवरी तक बाप दादा पुरुषार्थ के लिए होमवर्क दे रहा है। करेंगे, हाथ उठाओ, करेंगे। कुछ भी हो जाए, बदलना पड़े, समाना पड़े, किनारा करना पड़े, लेकिन बदलेंगे। हाथ उठाया, पक्का कि कहेंगे मैंने बहुत कोशिश की, नहीं हुआ, ये जवाब नहीं देना। क्योंकि अभी अचानक के खेल बहुत हो रहे हैं और बाप दादा के चाहता है एक बच्चा भी पीछे नहीं रह जाए, साथ चले। इसलिए एक तो अगर कोई नहीं बदलता है, शुभ भावना रखी, और कोई नहीं बदलता है, तो आप अपने को बदलो। उसने ये कहा, उसने ये किया, इसीलिए मुझे भी करना पड़ा, ये नहीं। करते सिखाने के भाव से हो, लेकिन देखते कमी को। इसीलिए भाव और भावना, आत्मक भाव, शुभ भावना, और ये शब्द, ये तो होता ही रहता है, ये तो करते ही है ना, चल ही रहा है ना, तो मैंने किया तो क्या हुआ? तो क्या बाप जब चलेंगे तो आप कहेंगे ये भी रह रही है ना, मैं भी रह जाता हूँ, इसमें क्या है? उसी फादर और भाव और भावना दोनों का परिवर्तन। जब 5 तत्वों के विरुद्ध आप शुभ भावना रखते हो और ब्राह्मण परिवार के विरुद्ध शुभ भावना नहीं रख सकते, ये तो बदल के दिखाना है। मैं बदलूंगा और भी बदलेगा, अवश्य बदलेगा। इस निश्चय और शुभ भावना से चलो, फिर देखो जल्दी जल्दी अपना राज आ जाएगा। तो ये 18 तारीख को दो बातें सदा के लिए धारण कर ली। ये बाप दादा नहीं कहते हैं कि लिख के सिर्फ भेजो। प्रतिज्ञा करने की फाइल लिखत वाले बाप दादा के पास बहुत फाइल पड़ी है वतन में। प्रतिज्ञा नहीं, दृढ़ता का संकल्प के रूप में ये दो बातें धारण करनी है। समझा ना सभी ने? समझा?
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 13. Divine Sanskar, Divine World, Devi Sanskar, Devi Sansar. One language. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi. Today is Saturday, so we'll be having chit chat in our Vikti journey. So stay back with us. So now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. So even I cannot hear your sound, but I know you all saying Om Shanti. Yes, you all saying Om Shanti, right? Many times Baba said, okay, just nod your head. So that is like saying yes. Most important is language of love, language of silence, language of pure feelings, language of good wishes. It's a new language. Right? In soul consciousness, when we have positive intentions, we have pure feelings. So how are they conveyed? But also if there is very subtle anger inside, some negative feelings for someone, how they get conveyed. Other person immediately feels there is something heavy, something not good, something not right. Even you don't say anything. So the feelings, our intentions, our attitude, our thoughts, they communicate very powerful than even the words, the language. And now in soul consciousness, Baba wants us to use the vibrations, the thoughts of love, pure intentions, pure, 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 Actually, most of the qualities which one has, they are never spoken. If you have a lot of patience, you don't keep telling yourself, I have patience, right? But patience speaks for itself. We look at a person, the way person does things, responds to things. In our mind, we say this soul has a lot of patience. I see some souls, lot of tolerance. They don't keep saying it that I have that quality. When there is fragrance in flowers, flower doesn't talk about fragrance, but it communicates the quality of fragrance, and we say, wow, it smells so good. When you talk to God, you don't speak loudly, right? Before we used to. But our love, our bhavana, both are so incognito. But it's observed. Baba uh, takes that love from us. Baba feels that love from us. So subtle way of communicating is more powerful always than with the words. Even when we are speaking words, what is within the soul comes out more through the words. Whatever I feel, I experience, I reflect, I share in the evening just for short time. It's not only really you listening to words, but you listening what is my heart is saying, what my feelings are telling. Because they are very real. Words like you have to assemble, you have to gather, you look for right words and you make sentences. You try your best to present it. Still, sometimes what you really wanted to say couldn't come through the right words because internal feelings, our deep experiences are conveyed in a different way, not through the language. So when Baba talks of Sakash, so we don't sit and say, oh, I'm going now to give Sakash to this one. We don't speak anything. Words have limited impact. Even when we meet, the feelings which we get from each other, they stay with us longer than someone keeps saying, I love you. Oh, you are very good. I love you. It might be comforting, but if it's not real, we know that, right? How do we know that it's not real? It's just the words. So if each one of us starts recognizing this inner power, which is of pure feelings, as Baba said, to take homework of good wishes. So always have love and bhavana. Baba said bhav and bhavana. Bhav means intentions. Through soul conscious drishti, we could say everything, do everything. When I go to subtle region, Baba looks at each one, and I know while he is looking, He's doing his work through his rays of light and love, erasing, helping to erase things, helping to create things, giving lot of comfort to the soul, sharing lot of love just through drishti. But in heart, what is there is language of love. Deities, I think they smile, they speak little, they don't describe long things like these days. No, we keep talking. We have to describe, we have to explain, we have to define, we have to clarify so much, right? In golden age, in deity world, there is so much love, understanding, acceptance. We won't need so much words to use. Someone was saying that when they create dictionaries, very small, and they keep making dictionary bigger and bigger, more words get added. And now the Brahman dictionary is also very small. Lot of words which we don't use, a lot of way we don't speak. It is more our bhavna, our love, and power of silence. So when we say there is one language, and that language is of truth, of silence, of love, more we speak that language through our drishti, through our vibrations, through our feelings, I think what start emerging are divine sanskars. You will feel internally, oh, I'm feeling very divine now because of this change from words to silent, pure communication. So internally, there's lot of transformation, feeling divine and divine family. And that also enhances the purity in our bhav and bhavna. Even whatever the soul is, I have to just give good wishes. These days, someone convinces this soul is like that. I find in few seconds I have, oh, she needs a lot of good wishes. Even whatever she is or she's doing needs a lot of good wishes. So our language is language of love, language of good wishes, language of pure feelings, language of silence. And all that is love for the self as a soul and love for everyone as children of one Father. So we have language of love, pure love, spiritual love, God's love. So that's the love, language of love we have to speak. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So today is Saturday and we'll be having a Bhakti Journey chit chat. So before we start our chit chat, let's get our homework for tomorrow and we'll do the drill. So would like to invite our angel sister, Sister Nora. Welcome.
Om Shanti. Very lovely to be here with everyone today, this evening, this afternoon, this morning, wherever you are. So beautiful listening to Didi share. Something I've been thinking so much about today and just practicing for myself, trusting that experience of silence with Baba today and seeing lots of interesting things that has come up, lots of self-realizations, but trusting this experience of silence. And so listening to Didi share really makes me realize as well, if we look back in our life, we probably do see how vibration and feelings really do speak to us. Maybe in the midst of all these other details and distractions. And so something that I really am continuing to focus on for myself in terms of being able to sit in front of Bhakdada's Drishti and to take in that experience from him really inspires me to also be able to do the same for others. And so as well, listening to Didi share from yesterday's story as well, just that vision of soul consciousness, and really even feeling for myself today, that experience of being a soul, some new experiences, and feeling as well that language, that bhavna, that bhav, come into my awareness. But lately, again, I've been thinking so much about feelings and vibration, and really it feels like that's really the only way we can really allow others to experience it, especially for souls who may not be in that space to listen. And we all know we're at a time where souls are really needing more experience than anything else. And so we will all definitely have a chance to practice this language of love, really checking in about those pure feelings, the intention going on inside, and really experimenting with what silence is, what that experience of being a soul is. So much about purity again. So we will experience the drill together. Divine Sanskar, divine world. One language. Love also becomes a means to serve. Even if you don't know the language of love is more elevated than all other languages. It's one language. Love also becomes a means to serve. Even if you don't know the language of love is more elevated than all other languages.
One language. Love also becomes a means to serve. Even if you don't know the language of love is more elevated than all other languages. Love also becomes a means to serve. Even if you don't know the language of love is more elevated than all other languages. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So tomorrow is Sunday. We'll quickly go through the schedule. Amrit Vela 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. Meditation will start at 6 a.m. followed by Sakar Hindi Murli, followed by meditation, Bhog offering, then English Avik Murli until 9:30. Evening meditation will start at 6 p.m. followed by Spotlight Drishti, Hindi series, meditation in silence series in English, then Avik journey and homework drill. So this is our schedule for tomorrow, and now we will start our Avik journey. Welcome to Avik journey, a Vyakti Parivar Chit Chat, sharing from a true heart, touches the heart. So would like to invite our dear angel brother Eric. Welcome.
Om Shanti and loving greetings to each and everyone, and very warm greetings to Mohini Didi, of course. I was enjoying listening to you, Mohini Didi, in Hindi at 7 o'clock. And I realized the topic was one language. And I was listening in Hindi, English, and French. And I thought, I'm not one language, I'm listening in 3 languages. But the very interesting thing is that listening a little bit in Hindi with English or French translation took me right away to Madhuban. And I was surprised that just maybe the connection became like, reminding me of being in Madhuban when we listened to Hindi classes with translation. So lovely to be with all of you, and I really enjoyed, I wonder sometimes, Mohini Didi, where you are. Now, I know you're coming, but I wonder sometimes where you get all these amazing thoughts and how every topic, like this one about one language, I think after 10 minutes, I would have said everything to be said about one language, but it seems like it's an endless, field of reflection. So, yes, Mohini Didi will arrive at some point. And I wanted to stay on that lines of thoughts from yesterday as well, because of this. Here you are. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I loved also very much the chit chat with Wadiben yesterday. It was very interesting, and I'm wondering sometimes, how much have we really become, or at least for myself, how much have I really become soul conscious, both when I'm meditating, which is one expression of soul consciousness, but also when I'm active. And I really enjoyed what you shared yesterday, and particularly today, that there's certain feelings that we are not speaking about, but they're more powerful than words. I can share with you one experience I had with amazing healing power, and then you can tell me if I did right. Can I share with you one very interesting story?
Yeah.
It's a very powerful, you shared about touching someone and they almost rise and start walking and jogging. But for me, I had a very interesting experience when one sister coming to the center was very unwell, and we always saw her in a wheelchair. She had a kind of, degenerative disease. So one day I was called by the brothers and they told me, "Oh, Eric, she's at the hospital and she's really not well." And we knew she was going through difficult times. So I went as a big dada to the hospital thinking, "Oh, Baba, let's go and do some great service. We have to heal someone here. This is a big mission. We have to bring something good." And the brothers had seen her before. So when I arrived at the hospital, at the almost emergency unit, the brothers took me to her bed and we told the nurse, "Oh, we come to see our friends." And they came to see her before. And because she was always in a wheelchair, now she was lying down. I couldn't recognize her too well because I never saw her without being sitting in a wheelchair. But they put Shiv Baba on the ceiling because she was always lying. So she said when she's looking at the ceiling, she can see Shiv Baba. So we knew that was her because the Shiv Baba was there. And they told the nurse, "We're coming to see our friend here." So we went by the bed. And I was really trying to remember, my seniors, what do you do when the soul may be about to leave the body? And so I was there as a big dada, took her hand, and I started to tell her very sweet things. And I told the brothers, I says, "Wow, she's so different." And the nurse told us, "Don't worry, she had strong medication. She may not recognize you." And we said, "It's okay." And I thought, I'm talking to the soul. It's all right. And so she had tubes everywhere and tapes, and I could not even recognize her as much as she was transformed. So I told her, "You're here, you're soul. Baba remembers you. You're in Baba's lap. It's so sweet." And she was there with big eyes, trying to say something. And I knew, okay, she cannot speak. She has all these tubes. And I keep telling the brother, I says, "She's so different. She must be so unwell. I can't recognize her, she's so unwell." But I saw a little belly and I thought, it's her, she's just unfolded in a bed. And I keep telling her very sweet things. And the only thing I saw was her big eyes, thinking. And then I told the brother, "She's so different." And the brother finally took her wrist and he looked at, they always wear a bracelet at the hospital. And he looked at the bracelet and he realized it's not the right person. It's not the soul. The name was not the right name. So we were talking to a complete stranger who must wonder, what are these souls doing in front of me, telling me about, and I was putting my finger on her forehead. I was telling her, "Baba is with you." And she must have thought, who is Baba? What is happening to me? It was not the right sister. And the brothers, they could not hold it. They were laughing. So they left quickly and they ran away. And I was all by myself with that poor woman. I had no idea who she was. "Oh, I'm sorry. You are the wrong one. I came to see somebody else, but God loves you very much. He must have sent you angels." And she was like, trying to speak to us, saying, "Who are you? What are you doing?" And the nurse, who figure it out at the time, because the brothers must have told her, it's not the person we came to see. They moved the beds, so they put somebody else under the Shiv Baba. The nurse were laughing, and I didn't know what to do. I said, poor soul, she must think we're all crazy. I don't know if she's still alive today and telling the story how she met 3 strange cuckoo people or 3 angels. Maybe she had a blissful experience. And so by the time I moved to the other room, of course, the sister we came to see, she knew about it. She was laughing, and she was well. She was in a wheelchair, and she was getting much better. And she had a good laugh. So why I'm telling you that story is because when I heard your story, that a little bit more, I think, inspiring. Mine is just very funny. We really had such a good laugh, and I thought, how can we be there in soul consciousness? And that's my point now. I was invoking Baba. I was trying to be really good, and bring goodness. How come Baba didn't tell me, hey, this is not the one. You should go to the other bed. And the point for me is, and you used the word real earlier, and I like this notion of soul consciousness. And the question I had for myself this week was, am I authentic and real? Or am I just authentic sometimes? Like this time, I think I was authentic, but I don't know if it was real because I was missing something, and I must have missed a signal from Baba somewhere. So I'm wondering, what do you think about this difference between, we are ourselves, we're true, but sometimes it's not real, like I'm trying to play a role of a big senior person giving healing power to someone, but I'm in the wrong bed. So it's not real. Anyway, I thought it was a very related story to the ones you had yesterday, but not so efficient.
No, but I see it that soul needed the presence, right? Even if she didn't relate, maybe, but your presence or brothers, you were more there, definitely was needed by that soul. So I see that also as a service, and you all shouldn't feel strange, but you should feel it's drama, it's accurate. Maybe this soul needed it, because the other soul was getting better. So this is how I see it. But I also remember that once Brother Eric here, 2 of us went to see an old woman, and she was Baba's child, but now very old, and she wanted to see me. So when we went, then she held Brother Eric's hand, and for 20 minutes she kept taking drishti from Brother Eric. 20 minutes and won't leave hand. It was so tight. So Brother Eric was holding and, giving drishti. And so I think brothers are big dadas. And I did, she gave me hand, but then she gave to Brother Eric. And 20 minutes was taking drishti non-stop. I know Brother Eric is listening. He must be remembering that. So it's all right. You all played a good role, and authentic and real also, because your intentions, your love, your feelings, your giving drishti, everything was maybe essential for that soul. Even at that time, she might not be recognizing what is happening, but she did receive lots of love from all of you. That's what I would say.
So do you see a difference between authentic and real? Do you think that because we're growing, maybe we are authentic, but not connecting with what we can do better, in a sense, like you're describing the way we can communicate with love and pure feelings. I may try to do it and feel, oh, I'm authentic. I'm having I'm authentic. I'm same inside and outside, but maybe I'm not exactly as real as I could be if I knew better or if I could do better. Is there a difference, you think?
No, I think first you are real, then authentic. Because authenticity is coming from your real being. No one is 100%, but definitely knowing that I am soul, practicing I am soul, looking at other one as a soul is all real. And that makes you authentic. So I feel real is more first and then is authentic. Recently, one sister, no, there are many, many mothers come and their husbands, like, they are cooperative. But when I come to know they are cooperative, so I keep sending, and anyone is going to leave blessing, love, remembrances, give to your husband also. So recently someone said, he's not well physically. He said, I really love Sister Mohini. So she asked, why you love her? And, you don't have, said, because she is real. So when he said it and she told me on phone, and I kept thinking that it's true, because when we are natural in something, we are real. And at this time, I think for all of us, even you, there is more soul consciousness than body consciousness. If you look at the percentage, very natural soul consciousness. But as yesterday I mentioned, that sometimes looking at others as a soul help us to be in soul consciousness too. I remember that first thing when I learned, and then look at everyone as a soul, look at everyone as a soul. It was very useful, because then, like, I'm reminding myself naturally that I am also soul. So I think you all played a good part in a real way and were authentic, right? It was not artificially created as a role, but it was coming from that reality.
Yeah, so the thought came from sometimes, we share Gyan and we give lectures, classes, courses. And sometimes I feel very inspired by a churning that I think, oh, this is very interesting, and I share it. But then I question myself sometimes. I'm saying, am I real? It's a great idea, but sometimes afterward thinking, are you really real? Are you talking about something? Is it connecting deeply? And I know sometimes my awareness, my thinking is a little bit greater than my dharana. And then I always feel, is that lack of being authentic or lack of being real? And so I'm very, that's where the thought came from.
Yeah,
Having chit-chat.
what I find that when we have idea, we feel happy, and then we share with others, right? But later on, you feel I could have put it little more into our practice, So what I try to do when I have ideas, I try to experiment, practice it little, and then I try say it, because it does happen that, like, say, what I have to speak today. So a lot of good thoughts will come. But are they really coming from the true self, or they are just from the intellect? So whenever you have, reflect them, it's like churning little bit, experiment little bit, and then we speak, then you don't have this thought. So that could happen to anyone who who gets ideas and starts telling others. So there is gap. I didn't use those ideas for my own self first. And if you do that, then you won't get that thought.
There's an interesting story also. I'm in the mood of telling you stories today. But when I was very young in Gyan, I think I was maybe 3 years in Gyan, something like that. And at that time, 3 years means you're already senior compared to someone who takes the course. And I was invited in Lisboa, in Portugal. And so I was welcomed, as a very long time in Gyan, 3 years. And so we went for outing with the family. And we were all young, skinny, a little bit hippie, and very, very high, very intoxicated. And they took me to a beautiful park in Lisboa, in Portugal. And then we're in the park, and I was like the senior brother. So I was playing my part, and then people were following, and I was giving Gyan all the time. And then we went, and there were some beautiful swans. So there were beautiful swans swimming, what they do, I don't know, they swim, on the water. And I was telling them very elevated Gyan. He says, see, brother and sisters, this is our image. And Baba tells us you should be like holy swans. So I give them a whole class on holy swan and saying, swans only go for what is very shiny, and they always go for some very clean food, and they don't pick up dirt, and they never play with dirt. And just at that time, a swan was on the water, and he came out with so much strange thing on it. It just picked up algae or herbs or something very gross and dirty. And I'm telling them, swans are so clean and so beautiful. And here's this swan coming out, so dirty and eating garbage. And I thought, oh, it's not working. He's not supposed to. What is this one doing? And then I thought, maybe it's not true. Are these swans really, maybe they're eating strange things like any other bird. And at that time, I thought I was very authentic, but that was not real, whatever I shared. So I thought it was, from that day, I became a little less excited sharing about images like this, It was entertaining.
Good.
So I have a real question for you, though, also, before we go. When we say that you were sharing that sometimes our feelings are even more powerful than the words, how do you change feeling for a soul? Because I can think, oh, you're good, you're sweet, you're Baba's child. I can create thoughts. Again, are they authentic? Are they real? But how do I change the feeling for someone so that that feeling is real? Or how do you do it if you sometimes want to improve your feelings for someone?
See, there are two things. One is loveful relationship. Other is I want to serve the soul. So when you want to serve anyone, you have to have elevated vision. I feel each one of us, because of Baba's vision on us of our stage of perfection, we are continuing in knowledge. I always find that Baba never changed his vision of what we will be in our stage of perfection. And that is why we are continuing our journey. So same is for the soul. If I keep that vision of her eternal stage or her original stage or stage of perfection, you will naturally have good feelings for her. Not looking at, when Babdada said few words that you're trying to teach, which is very good, but in your mind you have her weaknesses, so that person will not take it. Very subtle point, like I am seeing this soul has this weakness, and in the Murli I am underlining, kind of overemphasizing, so that that soul can learn that I have to take this point. It's not going to work. So because I have internally weaknesses of that person, and I'm thinking of good on that person, so I'm saying things, or from Murli I'm trying to underline for her. Because internally I'm seeing the weakness and trying to teach. But if I don't have that, Dadi Janki always said, someone asked Dadi Janki, you say so many things, but people don't feel bad. And when we say, they feel bad. She said, because I don't say with bad feelings. So that means I have to keep my feelings pure if I want to serve that soul. But also it's good for me because I want to be in good feelings. So why I'm going to hold bad feelings for anyone, So that's how I would do it.
But I heard what Baba said about, not mentioning the weakness or thinking about it and having good feelings. But if, let's say, someone does something that really annoys me a little bit, I'm saying me, but it's for everyone. And if, let's say, someone does something and I say, oh, I didn't like it. Oh, that was a mistake. Okay, I don't think like that. Let me see her original form, eternal form. But is this not a little bit intellectual, or
no?
Because my feeling is actually at the moment that I don't like the person really, but I'm trying to delete that feeling with just thoughts that are intellectual, no?
Because what happens that when you continue with the feelings, then the atmosphere will become like that. Then others will be affected, So
How
if
do
you
we
really,
stop the feeling?
no, so that is where when you think of benefit of changing the feeling, or what this service can happen through these feelings, because the energy which will spread, the vibration which will have, it will affect others also. That means it's becoming a bigger issue, it's becoming a bigger thing, and that we don't want, right? So I feel anyone does any mistake, I immediately make it like it didn't happen, it's not happening, just to see that it doesn't become a big issue or big atmosphere, or that soul start feeling very bad, We don't want that to happen, right? We don't want that soul to feel bad. So we have to change the feeling immediately, right? I mean, that's what I would do, and I do very regularly here too.
But I think that the big difference is I think you don't have ego anymore, or, some of our weaknesses, we're still working on it. So maybe our weaknesses react. And as long as the weakness is there, because maybe you don't have ego, you don't have the same feeling as someone who would have a bit of ego. And so the one with ego keeps the feeling alive. And it's only my intellect that can say, no, don't feel that. Don't think that way. Change your feeling. So I'm wondering if I need to see what is reacting in me so I can really change my feeling. That's what I was wondering, if it's necessary to question, where is my feeling coming from at the first place? And I know for you it's different because you don't feel that way. But I'm speaking on behalf of some of my brothers and sisters who are still, trying to climb the mountain. And I know you're up there.
No, but no, what you're saying, I understand, because we all had that. But yeah, I think that it always happens. Like Hadija Gulzar said, if someone speaks lie, you get very upset. I don't like anyone speaks lie. And Dadi Gulzar said, but then you are upset. That's also a mistake, no? So mistake on both sides. I think it is with the knowledge, no, our understanding. And then when we do it, practically we do it and we see the result. Some result is that vibrations are not spreading if it's happening at center and you allow that. So everyone will get into that, and we don't want that to happen, right? So because in your heart you want to improve things, you want to see things better and better. So these subtle things, obstacles come, and you have to be victorious. No, we cannot give up with these obstacles. But definitely, as you're saying, our personal response is coming from our sanskars. If we didn't have that sanskar, you won't have that feelings too.
Mm.
So somewhere it's connecting with the act of that person and the sanskar. So then, as we say, that button is pressed, and then but now I think all of us are making efforts now to stay in pure feelings, share pure feelings, give good wishes. Baba said, you are giving to elements what can't give to Brahmins, no? So that's what Baba said in morning also.
Mm. Well, thanks to Baba for working on me for so long. I don't have any negative feelings for anyone, I think. So I don't have any feelings like that. But I was also experimenting since last week, the way you shared about seeing the souls. And that's why my first thought today was, how deeply soul conscious have I become? Because I tried, for example, even when reading Merlin class or sharing a class evening, I tried to almost not see the sisters and brothers, but just see the souls. And I could feel the impact of going deeper and deeper in that state of mind. And I thought, wow, yeah, there's more to go. We can go further in that soul consciousness. And it was so beautiful. And I was really questioning, wow, this is creating new feelings also. So I think the depth of soul consciousness can impact the feelings. And I thought, and that's why my question was authentic, real. I know I'm authentic and I have good feelings for almost everyone, but I could see I could go further and I could go even more into these beautiful feelings. And I thought, oh, these are even more real. So it's fascinating. And thanks to you, because you really provoke old Brahmins to really think, am I really soul conscious? I'm listening to Mohini. I think I'm missing some part of the fun here. So thank you for pushing us further than what we thought was clear.
Yeah, we all are following Baba. So we have to keep following Baba so that we become like Baba, right? That's what he wants us to do.
Thank you. Anyway, sorry I did most of the talking tonight, so I talked too much.
That's good,
I have great feelings. I have great feelings also. Thank you, Mohini Didi. Thank you. And yes, there will be Toli, and is Toli more powerful than feelings and thoughts?
Oh, there are two Tolis. One Toli looks like samosa, a sweet samosa. It's especially made during Diwali time. The name is very interesting, Gugara they call it. And then this jalebi you all know, because in Madhuban they make jalebi. It's little less sweet we make here. So
it melts in the mouth when we put it in the mouth.
Yeah, it's a very sweet and nice. See, okay, we want to feed you jalebi. Want to feed you with gugara sweet. It's very, very tasty. It has a lot of nuts inside. Anyway, I think that in Toronto, no, they send you all this kind of every center got. Because when they in Toronto when they make 500, 1,000. So I said send every center, no, at least. Yeah, but our Toli has to cross the border, which is not very good. So when you all come to Peace
because if they cross the border, they will ask the Toli to be tested for COVID, and that's complicated.
So that's why when you all come to Peace Village, we give you a lot of Toli.
All right. So we'll experiment. We'll do a contest. If Toli creates more powerful impact than pure feelings and bhavna.
Toli with pure feelings also.
Both. Okay.
Cooked with pure feelings, given with pure feelings. So, okay, that was very good. And thank you, everyone, those who send questions to Eric Bhai. And you take it for them. So, very good. Okay.
Thank you, Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Dear brother Eric, we had such a good laugh today. It was amazing. Very nice stories. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Of course, we learned a lot from Didi's sharing, but of course, we learned from you also. We do get a lot of feedback and good experiences. So thank you so much for coming every Saturday for such a wonderful chit chat. Thank you. Okay, so now we will remember Baba. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Good night, everyone. Om Shanti.